Son of the sit-ins, you know who I stand with. Dude said I was a hero, I ain't nothing but a sandwich. A gluten-free one at that.
It brings in good energy and removes the bad energy.
When I heard that bar, it actually inspired this entire video essay because it made me realize that Common has a very particular place in hip-hop. Let me explain. Common is basically the final boss of all granola rappers. Now you're probably asking yourself, what's a granola rapper, Jaron? Well, typically speaking, the term back in the day was known as a conscious rapper. This is a rapper that used to talk about politics, black pain, economics, wide range of things that these rappers talk about. And this is typically different from rappers that talk about, the typical being up in the club, having sex with a variety of different women, doing drugs and selling drugs. Granola rappers are all about the positivity, and they're all about spreading the good word. Now, with that said, the term does sound a little bit derogatory, but it's pretty fitting. These earthy dudes are all about trying to spread love and conscious awareness of the world, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, I will say that this granola, earthy, peace, kind of goofy energy that Common gives off might be the sole reason why he is not in the GOAT category in most conversations. Now, I know Common fans are probably going to be in the comment section and break down why Common should be the GOAT. And you know what? I absolutely agree with you. But check it out. A certain point in time in Common's career, his street factor, quote unquote, went way, 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 way down. You could probably attribute that to when he started dating Erykah Badu or Serena Williams or whoever. And if you look at Common's history, he has a very storied career. Let's look him up real quick. Common has only sold 2.8 million albums.
The biggest disappointment for me is that hip hop and music in general doesn't sell as many records as it used to.
Now, this is actually very surprising to me. His album with Kanye, B, is actually probably one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Definitely one of the greatest hip-hop albums of this last generation. But it was definitely slept on in terms of record sales and overall mainstream attention. But when you think about Common, he's always been in that category. He's never had a major, massive hit single that has shifted the sonic soundscape of hip-hop. With that said, he is definitely well respected. Common at one point was one of the hardest dudes out. This dude went toe to toe with Ice Cube. Shout out to the B and U. Go check it out. It's one of the greatest diss songs of all time. And he is from the streets. He's from Chicago, so he has that in him. But at some point in time, Common decided that his music wasn't going to be perpetuating the black pain, which I surely appreciate, and be more about black awareness. And it probably actually did start with B, although I'm sure people will argue with me, but B was definitely a shifting point for him personally, where he started making music that was much more aware and much more conscious. Common has an Oscar and Grammys, but for whatever reason, we don't put him in the conversation as one of the greatest rappers of all time. If you made a top 10 list of greatest rappers of all time, would Common be on that list? No. Now, that has nothing to do with Common's ability to rap. But, as I said before, in this bar I just read, Common calls himself a gluten-free sandwich. I don't know a lot of rappers out there calling themselves gluten-free sandwiches or any other vegan products, but the point is that certain hard edge that is necessary for a rapper to claim that throne of greatest rapper of all time is completely gone in Common. Common's arguably the softest rapper in the history of hip-hop recently. Common is arguably one of the softest rappers of all time. Nothing against him. Like I said, I love Common's music. But at some point in time, he stopped appealing to the street dude and started appealing more to women. And you can say that his like Water for Chocolate album is a classic album. He has J Dilla beats, classic bars, great songs, but his strongest single out of there was for the ladies. And ever since then, Common has kind of always been making music for the ladies. Once again, there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to the conversation of GOAT, you never hear Common in it.
I feel like it's not the worst of the worst.
With that said, I have the utmost respect for artists like Common. His flow is unique, his voice is unique, he stands out amongst the crowd. Hell, I think about the video where he's walking down the street and he starts a cypher session with some random dude in the street.
Yo, my man raised.
He's a friendly person, he comes off that way. The point is that Common has cultivated and molded the image of the granola hippie rapper and has perfected it.
Feel a certain peace, man. And ultimately, man, I'm like, man, I want to be at peace. And
that's why this video is called Common is the Granola Rapper Boss, because he is. Think about other granola rappers like him: Talib Kweli, Mos Def, you could say J Electronica, Macklemore, Tupac. Nah, just kidding. Tupac's not a granola rapper. Don't kill me in the comments. But granola is not just what you rap about. It's also an image. It's also a whole idea around what you're trying to do. Common dated Erykah Badu, and if you know the mythos surrounding Erykah Badu, once you date someone on that level of Erykah Badu, you become a granola rapper. It's happened to J Electronica, it's happened to Andre 3000, and it happened to Common. Now, once again, there's nothing wrong with granola rap. Hell, a lot of times I do granola rap. But at the same time, once again, the whole point of this video is this whole appeal of granola rap is the reason why Common is not in the conversation of the greatest of all time. But my argument is that he should be. Now, granted, I did look him up. He only sold 2.8 million records, which is actually pretty shocking considering that he is an Oscar-winning artist. But in the grand scheme of things, he deserves all the clout. He deserves the rewards. He deserves the top whatever. Me personally, I'd probably put Common in my top 30. I could probably think about 29 rappers who are better than Common. We're not going to list them right now. But I do believe that he is a pioneer of Chicago hip-hop. His album with Kanye West, B, is a fantastic album. Like I said, if you have not heard Common's B, go ahead and stop this video. It's cool. I won't get mad. Go listen to B. It's a fantastic album from front to back and arguably one of the greatest albums of all time in hip-hop history.
Some MCs is like, man, that ain't hip-hop. Yes, it is hip-hop. Hip-hop goes where we go.
And that was Common. But once again, when you're in those barbershop conversations and you're talking about the Nas's and the Jay-Z's and the Rakim's and the whoever else, the Tekashi 6ix9ines, just kidding. Common never really comes up in those conversations. And I'm kind of starting to think that he's getting a little snubbed. Like I said, he's an Oscar winner, Grammy winner, dated Serena Williams, Erykah Badu, has a classic album under his belt, multiple classic albums under his belt. He's a GOAT.
You know, it's one of those things when somebody first tried, they like, man, but eventually you become acclimated.
But tell me, what do you think? Am I wrong? Am I right? Do you like these video essays? I have plenty more thoughts on plenty more artists. I have a video about Lupe Fiasco that you might want to see. But let me know what you think. If you want to see these video essays more, let me know. Hit the comments. Tell me what you think about Common. Does Common deserve a GOAT title?
Y'all know my credentials.
Where do you put Common on your list of greatest art rappers of all time? If you want to see more of these videos, like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. But we'll be back with more videos from my page, Jaron Ikner. Thanks for following. See you soon. Peace. Okay, now listen. Before you guys get all mad at me and think that this is some type of Common takedown video, I will tell you guys this. I actually had a really difficult time making this video. Trying to find all these different interviews with Common, talking about family, love, relationships, respecting women, empowering black people. All in all, Common is a stand-up guy. So don't think that I'm out here trying to bring him down. I'm just trying to point out stuff in the context of hip-hop. Common, you're a great guy.